explore the outdoors and learn about nature.
Do that and help protect the environment, too. Rhonda Moore is live at Taylorsville Metro Park this morning with how you can get involved. Hey, Rhonda.
Good morning. We are in Vandalia this morning and we are picking up seeds, and the reason why we're doing this is so that the forest out here can actually be revitalized, I guess is a good word to say. And joining me now is Mike Enright, and he is with Five Rivers MetroParks. All right, so we're collecting a couple of different seeds out here. What types do you have?
Yes, we have a number of different types of oak and hickory seeds, and these are the seeds and types of trees that are really important for wildlife in our parks.
All right, so this is part of a reforestation program that Five Rivers Metro Park is doing. So you guys need volunteers to come out here, and what do you need them to do?
Well, we need volunteers to come out and help us collect seeds. We need 6,000 to 7,000 seeds, and we can't collect that many without volunteer help.
Okay, and then once you get the seeds, then what will happen?
Well, once we get the seeds, they'll be taken back, sorted, and then eventually we'll raise seedlings from them and plant the seedlings back in the parks.
All right, so you say that you guys get a lot of volunteers to come out. Name some of the kind of groups that you guys get out here.
We have all sorts of volunteers come out. We have young families with kids, we have retirees, we have school groups, and everyone can come out and help.
And you're trying to get 7,000?
We're trying to get 6,000 to 7,000 nuts. That's how many we need to produce our next batch of seedlings next year.
Okay, and then the purpose is to basically get some new trees out here in the forest in about a couple hundred years or so, right?
Well, the purpose is we have a lot of trees that aren't reproducing well naturally, so we're helping them out so our forests are healthy in the future.
All right, sounds good. Now, if you are interested in coming out here and to help find some seeds and to collect them, you can do so tomorrow at Germantown Metro Park or on Saturday at Waldrew Park, and that's in Miamisburg. And the 9 a.m. until noon, and there are other dates and locations as well, so just go to metroparks.org to get those. And we'll be back at 8:05, and we're going to do a little test to show you how if you know if the seeds are good or not. Back to you guys.
Well, protect local forest for the future.
That's exactly what MetroParks is doing, and they need your help. That's why our Rhonda Moore is live there this morning. And Rhonda, you have some easy ways for folks to get involved, right?
That's right. Good morning. We are at Taylorsville Metro Park. We are still collecting nuts this morning, and right now they need a lot of different volunteers to come out here and to help collect the nuts, and they need this so that they can replant the seeds in the forest. And they also need to do it this time of year because this is the time of year when the nuts fall from the tree. They also need to make sure that they can grab the nuts before the deer and the squirrel get to them. Now I want to talk to Mike Enright over here with Five Rivers Metro Parks. All right, so once you collect the nuts, and you said you guys need to collect about 6,000 to 7,000, then what do you do? Because there's a test you do to make sure they're good, right?
Yes, we have to test the nuts to make sure that they're good, and how we do that is we'll put them in a bucket with water in them, and you can see some of the nuts are floating. Those nuts that are floating are not good nuts. So the ones that sink are good. So we'll get the ones that float out and take them back out and recycle them, and we'll take the ones that sink and we'll plant them in tubes and raise up seedlings to plant next spring.
So you have those over here. This is what you will end up doing, putting them in the tube here.
So we have some seedlings here. Those were planted last year. They're growing up, and they'll be planted next spring to replace trees, hopefully, and grow up in the future.
All right, and so it's going to take a long time, obviously, for the trees to grow, but you really need to do this now.
Yes, we need to do this now. Our forests are under attack from invasive plants and invasive insects, so we need to help these trees get a head start and to grow up in the future.
Now, I know you get a lot of volunteers out here, but is this something just for nature lovers to come out and help with?
No, this is for everyone. If you're interested in making a difference locally, this is a great project for everyone who would like to come out and help the parks.
All right, sounds good. Now, if you're interested in helping Metro Parks collect seeds, you can do so tomorrow at Germantown Metro Park or Saturday at Waldrew Park, and that's in Miamisburg. And the times are 9 a.m. until noon, and there are other dates and locations as well, so you can go to metroparks.org to get those information. And also we'll be back at 8:50, and we're going to be pulling up some invasive species to help out here in the forest. Back to you guys.
Five Rivers Metro Parks has more than 15,000 acres of land to protect.
So volunteers are heavily relied on there. And Rhonda Moore is live this morning at Taylorsville Park with a list of what help is needed. Good morning, Rhonda.
Good morning. Yeah, we've been telling you all morning how MetroParks need volunteers so that they can collect seeds and nuts. And then once they collect these, then they will do what's called a float test, and they'll see which ones are good and which ones are not. The ones that are coming up to the top, these are no good, and the ones at the bottom can be used to be replanted. Now, in addition to that, they also need to make sure that they cut down invasive bushes and things like this so that the nuts can actually be replanted. The seeds can be replanted. And joining me now is Mike Enright, and he is with MetroParks. All right, so you guys have a lot of work to do here. So tell me what you need to do here in order to plant the seeds.
Well, we're clearing out invasive honeysuckle, which is the greatest threat to native plants in MetroParks right now. So this is a invasive shrub that we're going to cut down, and the areas that we move it from, then those are the areas where we'll replant the native seedlings that we're growing from the nuts.
And so you have acres that you guys are going to have to cut down, right?
We have acres and acres of honeysuckle that we need to chop down to make space for the new native seedlings. So that's why we need volunteers to come out and help us.
All right, and so do you normally get a lot of volunteers, or?
Well, we can always use more. So
Okay.
we have a number of folks who help us, but we can always use more volunteers, and we have volunteer days in the spring and the fall, and the dates and times are listed on metroparks.org.
All right, sounds good. Now, if you would like to come out and help, and you can help with the seeding and actually help plant the seeds, you can do so tomorrow at Germantown Metro Park, or Saturday at Waldrew Park, and that's in Miamisburg. And the times are 9 a.m. until noon, and there are other dates and location. Again, you can go to metroparks.org to get that information, and we'll send it back to you guys.